Welcome to Aussie Nomads Destinations. I'm Beck and this is Ed, and we're taking you on an incredible journey across Australia, exploring breathtaking landscapes and hidden gems in this beautiful country. Join us as we uncover some of the best budget campgrounds. So grab your four-wheel drive, van or caravan, hop on board and let's embark on this adventure together. So after what can only be explained as the best weather and trip, we lucked in the weather on both trips on the Spirit. We were so lucky. We are now back in Victoria and in Geelong for a couple of days, giving the van a good tub, doing some grocery shopping and a bit of sightseeing.
Down there?
I think from memory the tickets were $20.
Will you be right that side?
No, it doesn't. You get the same view. So we are back in Geelong and now we are on the eye in the sky. It is the best view. Let me show you.
That's unreal, Ed. Look at it. Yeah.
We stopped at the top. It has such great views of the foreshore. It's an interesting foreshore with a volleyball setup, good sandy beaches, wood carvings. How's that cute little thing? Prefer that one. Restaurants and cafes along the walkway, boardwalks and jetties. So we are just wandering around all the jetties at Geelong and there is 1,000 people out enjoying the afternoon. Anyway, off we go home for dinner. We sat and watched the Spirit heading back to Tasmania. We are kind of missing Tasmania already.
There's the Spirit out there going back to Tasmania. It is just there. I'm not sure if you can see it.
Now we are going to the farmers market because he said we had to. These are small markets but really good. There were all kinds of beautiful food. We even watched one stall roasting coffee beans. Paying the strong ones, isn't it?
Would you like your mild ones?
And his cheese.
After you've opened it, a good shake and enjoy it. Thank you.
Got all your goodies now? Let's go home then. After lunch we decided to go for a drive along the coast. First stop, Torquay. How amazing is the weather today? So many people. Next stop, Bird Rock. After looking over the edge, I couldn't forget something I'd once read on Facebook. This is the reason why men die before women. Having a giggle to myself, I was thinking to myself, I'm just jealous. I can't get down there and join them. Next stop was Bells Beach. Not a wave to be seen. Then off to Adidas Point. Very picturesque spot in the Great Otway National Park. There's a short boardwalk around the headland with some viewing platforms. The water was so blue and crystal clear, you could see the bottom. We had booked a paid spot at the Geelong Showgrounds before we went to Tassie, as we weren't getting back in till 9 p.m. at night. On arrival, there was someone on our site, and there is no manager on site, so we just picked another site, which was pretty much all we could do. No office staff on the weekend. There are plenty of sites and a lot of room around the showgrounds. The area is all mowed and in good condition. There's power and water, There are large amenities blocks scattered around the grounds, large bins and a dump point, and it's fairly close to town. From memory, I think it was $32 or $35 a night.
So that's it for Geelong. We are heading to Ballarat today. Well, that's how we're starting the day. Lord knows where we'll end up. But we'll catch you when we get there.
So we are just driving down the road, minding our own business, and bam, there's a horse in the middle of the road. Being a pretty good horse person from years ago, we chased him down the road and he decided he might go into this property. I jumped out and shut the gate. I'm not sure if he lives here, but at least he might find his owners. We couldn't do too much whilst we're towing a 21-foot caravan. So we've ended up at the free camp at Lake Burrumbeet. What a super spot this was, and just the weather for a swim. The lake's about 20 kilometres west of Ballarat. Has a toilet block, which is not clean. Has phone, internet service, and you can use your Jenny. And bring your dogs. There's a ton of room. I decided it was time to wet the dilly. The views over the lake were just beautiful.
Ready for this? Oh, it's not that bad after all. Well, it's starting to get a bit cold now. Jesus Louise! Well, that was a fail. Nothing. Right then. Move spots. Oh my gosh, it's gold in this water. See how that goes. That's where the birds liked fishing yesterday. So it's Saturday morning and it's farmer market day and we are off into Ballarat to just do that.
These were good little markets right in the middle of the town near the Botanical Gardens. So many things to buy and so little room.
Got your goodies? Got your goodies? Do you want me to put them in my bag? So that's the market done and dusted, and now we're off for a ride around the streets in a tram. How are these old trams? They are just stunning.
At least as comfortable as you can be on a
Tram.
on a tram that's over 100 years old.
How cool is this?
What's that?
So now we are on a tram driving through the streets of Ballarat.
What a treat this was. These trams have been restored so well.
So they're just out the front, flipping the wires over so we can go back down the lines we just came. Can't believe we're the only ones on this tram, it's unreal. Runs right along the side of the lake. Just gorgeous. That's where the driver does his little bit. stops us from getting run into by cars.
We're keeping you up all late.
So we're doing a little bit of Australian history. We're at the Tram Museum now, looking at all the old trams. They're so beautiful. That's where the driver does his thing. Hasn't got much room in there. Gave him a seat. So that one we just walked through was Ballarat number 27, built in 1916. Did 2.1 million kilometres or 165 trips around the world. So that's the Ballarat Train Museum done. It was $10 for the museum including the ride, $8 if you've got a concession card. So worth the money. Stick that one on your list, it's so worth doing.
Next, we grabbed a picnic table at the lake in the middle of town. This lake is a hive of activity. People fishing, kayaking, rowing, birds everywhere, walking tracks and playgrounds. And then this dude, scooping all the weed out of the lake. We sat and watched him for about 10 minutes. Then we headed to the Botanical Gardens.
So we are at the Ballarat Botanical Gardens. I have to tell you, we are suffering a little bit. It's 32 degrees today. Going from 12 to 32 is not good. There's a giant orange goldfish. Look at the size of him. He's a big brute. He's a big brute. They got their little spring thing going on. So this is a giant sequoia. That's those things they have in America. It is stunningly beautiful. Look at the limbs on it, just gorgeous. On the other side of the road are these perfect Christmas trees. Except they're very, very, very big. But they look lovely in your garden. Cute little craft cottage. Old mate's trying to get into the plant pavilion. There's there's black ones.
Yeah, I've got black ones.
Look how dark they are.
I think you've got
Oh, there's me. Unreal. That's Susanna. That's Ruth. And that's the Flight of Pompeii. That's so cool. Ruth's even good. It's Bob. And that's Johnny. Little Johnny Howard. Well, that's just beautiful.
As we headed home, we drove down the Avenue of Honour. It runs for about 10 kilometres or more out of town. So that's us for this week. Stay happy, be kind, love your life, and we'll see you next Sunday at 6 a.m. Have a good week.